Thanks for checking out this movie review video. This is for the 2025 release Dangerous Animals. It's a Shudder exclusive and it's coming to Shudder on Friday, September 5th. So this is a no spoiler review. Although there's really not a ton to this story, and from the trailer, if anyone's watched it or whatever you've probably heard on the internet, there's really not much that can kind of like ruin it for you unless people are telling you exactly what certain scenes do it, especially at the end of the film. But anyway, this is one that I had been hearing online and from friends. It's way better than it has any right to be based off what the premise of the film is. And I'm not that surprised because it's directed by Sean Byrne, who did The Devil's Candy, which I thought was pretty good, and The Loved Ones, which I thought was very good, and I think still is a very underrated film that a lot of people have not seen. I would say if you liked Dangerous Animals even a little bit, go see The Loved Ones. Very, very good. Or not like it's in theater. Don't go see it. Go find it to stream. This was written by Nick Lepard, who didn't have any other credits. Pretty well written. Shudder exclusive again, coming Friday, September 5th. So, synopsis. In the very beginning, you understand who the villain is in this film. It is literally about a guy who does these kind of shark tours for tourists in Australia. And he has his giant boat where he'll take people out and then he'll let them kind of swim with the sharks and stuff. But then he's also a nefarious individual. He's doing things to these people as well. He is clearly the villain. That is established immediately in the film. So you're very aware of that. Part of me was like, well, they usually kind of like let that go for a while. But then I was like, if you're watching this film, if they had tried to let it go for a while, I think people would have just known anyway. So I think they just had this attitude of like, we'll just get this out of the way immediately, and then we'll spend more time on kind of developing this character, which is one of the most fun things about the film, in my opinion. But basically, it then ends up becoming a situation where there's this woman named Zephyr, and she is an American who's in Australia, who decides that she just kind of wants to be on her own. She wants to go around and see things, and then she runs afoul of this guy. But she's kind of a real fighter. She's not like the normal people that this bad guy has been picking up and doing terrible things to. So I'll stop there with the synopsis. Don't want to tell you too much, but I would say I do recommend this film. I thought it was pretty good, and much like a lot of people are saying, for the type of film it is a lot better than you would think. The other thing is, don't go into it thinking, especially based off the trailer, that this is like a shark movie, and especially off the poster that's out there. It is not primarily a shark movie. Are there some sharks in it? Yes, there are some sharks in it. Not a ton. So if you're going into it being like, man, I want to see some sharks, you'll see some sharks. It's not the focus. So, but it is good. From the jump that the shark guy is a bad guy. Yes. The pre-title card scene definitely grabs your attention and sets a very certain expectation about the type of film that you are going to be getting into. And it does strike this tone of, okay, here we go. It's going to be fun. It's going to be a little bit playful, but it's also going to be kind of messed up. And this dude is messed up. The character of Zephyr has some really good depth that they kind of establish quickly and then kind of go off of that. She's not like a stock character. I saw the new I Know What You Did Last Summer recently, which I'm going to be putting up a review for that too, but those are stock characters. Those are just like pointless one-dimensional characters. Zephyr in this, I wouldn't say a really complex character, but there is some complexity to her. She is a very interesting character. She's someone you legitimately kind of glom onto from the very beginning and really do want to root for. So perfect. That's exactly what you should be doing with a script. The villain is a good mix of a laid-back, nice guy and a pure psychopath. And the actor Jai Courtney gives a great performance as this guy. So it's one of those things where, like, you can really enjoy it when there's a character who's just so bad and so messed up, but then you can also enjoy it, and I enjoy it even more when it's a character like this one, where they're really horrible in moments, and then there are moments where you're just like, oh, this dude's actually kind of likable. And it just makes you feel, like, so conflicted. But it's kind of like true to life, where there's some really messed up people out there that do some really terrible things, but at the same time, they have a lot of portions of their life where they're just normally interacting with people and seeming like good people when they're really not. So I love that that's the type of character they chose for this film. And the performance of Jai Courtney. Which, by the way, when I saw Jai Courtney, I was like, this dude looks familiar to me. He was Boomerang in the really bad Suicide Squad, and then he was Captain Boomerang in the good Suicide Squad. So I'm glad he had been brought back to kind of be redeemed, because he's a very good actor. And also, he was in one of the shows I enjoyed immensely when it was on. I think it was like was it Showtime or Stars? It was one of those. I think Stars. Spartacus, the Spartacus show, really good. I think there were 3 seasons. It was really good. He was in it. Great job. So yeah, this film is shot well, and a mix of how it's shot plus the music selection makes for some really fun scenes in the film. Like, there's a lot of music that they end up injecting into it that just kind of gives you this like snappy beat, gets you feeling like hyped up, upbeat. It's fun. It definitely helps drive forward the fun of what this film actually is, because it's not like anything deep. There's no like big mystery to the film. It's pretty face value with what's going on, but I think how they did the characters and the dialogue is great actually too. And you know, how they have the events unfold is where the strengths lie. There's some good intensity in the more important scenes of the film where, you know, there's a little bit of scuffling action going on. I think they did a really good job of kind of making those feel really tense. And part of that does go to, you know, feeling so invested with that main character of Zephyr. So, not a huge fan of the name, but, you know. There's something about an hour in that happens that makes you say, oh no. It's one of those things where you're like, I really wish that had not happened. But it's not from the standpoint of like, it's because it's a poorly done movie. It's just because you're wrapped up in the story and the actual like whole feeling of the film, and there's an event that happens, and as a person immersed in that world, you're like, oh no, please tell me that did not just happen. So again, speaking to good writing, that it'll make you kind of feel that way. The ending is pretty good. I thought they did a pretty good job. It's not phenomenal. It does go on a little bit long, I thought. A little bit too belabored. But pretty good ending. I don't really have any issues with it. And I do have to say in the end that Hassie Harrison, who played Zephyr, did a great job. And it's so wonderful to see how she matched up with Jai Courtney's performance. Those two sold this film. They took a good script and a well-directed film and good cinematography and good music, a lot of good things, and their performances just punched it up even more. If other people had been other people who were not as good at their craft were cast in these roles, this film would have felt a lot different. So Hassie Harrison and Jai Courtney, excellent job with this film. And you know, Sean Byrne, very nice. Look forward to see what you'll be doing next. Hopefully it's horror related. I have a feeling it probably will be. But anyway, out of 5 stars, half stars in play, I'm going to give this a pretty surprising 3.5 stars. Because going into it, I'm like, how good can it be for this type of film? But yeah, good execution on this one. So would love to hear other people's opinions. Go ahead and put it down in the comments, and we can talk spoilers there. That's totally cool. Do me a quick favor, though. Hit subscribe to the channel. Thumbs up on the video. Hit the notification bell button. And if you would like to pitch in a few dollars per month for what I'm doing here, I have memberships. There's a link in the description for that. And I have 3 levels. You can look at what the perks are. There are perks with the channel. So regardless, thank you for taking your time to watch this. And until next time, keep it brutal.